Hello, and welcome to the newest episode of the Drive Home Podcast. I'm your host, and I am out of breath. Yep, that's how you tell my car still works. Too much beeping at the beginning. But that's besides the point. Let's drive this podcast home. So, I have yet to actually beat Xenoblade Chronicles X. I've been meaning to, but one of the newer characters you can actually get as a party member, I don't know exactly how to get them. I've done most of the quests up till a certain point, and I'm trying not to wiki this one, because I feel like I should just get it at some point. Because in X Definitive Edition, they let you know at what point in the story that you can recruit a character, basically. Like, if you have a silhouette on the party screen, that means you can recruit the character, and once you recruit the character, their silhouette will be filled in with their, face or whatever. It's just, I'm trying to avoid spoilers, I guess, which is very difficult. So I'm at chapter 11 out of, I guess, 13. 11 out of 12 if you're just looking for the original. But I've done pretty much everything. I think the only thing I haven't done, besides, there's a few affinity quests I can do and haven't. And then, let's see. I mean, there's the green missions. They're, I forget what they're called. They're not basic quests, are they? I don't know what to call them. Are they like story quests technically? Because the chapters are the actual main game, and they're like different? I don't know. The missions with actual lore information, which are the green ones. I have a bunch of those to do, so I'm going through those one by one. I hope to get done with them at some point, but I've been taking a couple breaks. I started playing Etrian Odyssey 1. Which I am both familiar and unfamiliar with that game, apparently. So, I didn't really realize this, but so on the 3DS there are a bunch of Etrian Odyssey games. I believe they have Etrian Odyssey 5, which is the one I've played the most, and then they have 3 or 4 Etrian Odyssey Untolds, I think is what they're called. And I guess Etrian Odyssey Untolds are stories that take place in the same region as some of the other games, apparently, but they have like a story focus, kind of. Like, it's the same stuff, but then they add like specific dialogue, and you have specific characters you can play as, I guess, or are supposed to play as, which is interesting. And for those of you who don't know, Etrian, I hope I'm saying that first word right. I have no idea. It's a really weird word. Etrian Odyssey is a game made by Atlas, which, they make the Persona games and stuff. And So these aren't really Persona-like games per se. They're similar, but they're different. So it's a classic dungeon crawler in a sense. I guess not dungeon crawler. I guess think Pokemon Mystery Dungeons, honestly. But the only monsters you encounter in the overworld are strong. And you have to make the map yourself to some extent. So there are kind of options for it. So you have lines to make walls, and you have colored blocks for floors, and you have icons to mark like chests, which you can, but they're pretty much only one use. And you have other things, like there's a little there's a thing you can place down which lets you add some text. So when you click on it, it's a little red, it's like a notes thing. You can leave a little note about a tile. And that's the whole gimmick, is that you have to make the map for the dungeon you're in. And of course, technically speaking, if you really wanted to, you could just look up a guide and draw it all out, which is possible, but really? I don't know. I just heard, the only thing I do is you have to go into the settings, which isn't super hard to find, but I toggle so that if I'm next to a wall, it will mark the wall, because I do not want to just go back and have to draw all the walls. That's what I've done for the games, and I don't regret it. But so far, the most, so I've only really played one, to any extent. I haven't started 2 or 3. But I have gotten a decent way through 5, which personally so far has been amazing. Which 5 isn't on the Nintendo Switch; it's on the 3DS that you can download, and there might be a cartridge for it, but I don't have it. Really fun game, honestly. So. On Switch, it costs 3 times the price, because there's a 3-in-1 bundle, sort of, for it's like an Etrian Odyssey collection. They have 1 through 3, and then there's one set of DLC for each. So the DLC for the game is $3 a piece, and each one is just so characters can look however you want, to a certain extent. They're not really super customizable, and they're just 2D pictures. But but in exchange for this, there are a bunch of 2D pictures, and at least in Etrian Odyssey 5, I know you can customize the hair more specifically, and the eye color and all that jazz. You get really specific with the details, but you have I think 4 to 8 pictures to choose from for each class. If it's 4, there's always an even ratio, but it's 2 male, 2 female usually. Sometimes with rare classes, there's 1 of each, or you're locked out of certain gender options, I think, or it's really hard to tell personally sometimes. But you're not locked down, so you can use a defender class. But if you really want to, you can use the looks of the archer class if you think that character looks cool or fits you better. It's just a 2D picture, so it's not something to be super. And at least in Etrian Odyssey 1, it doesn't seem like you can customize it. Because what it usually is it's 2, it's 4, so there's male, female, the same male, but the colors are switched, the same female, but the colors are switched. That's usually how it goes. There are varying details, but I haven't gotten too far into Etrian Odyssey 1. It's kind of more difficult than I expected. Obviously Etrian Odyssey 5 is really easy in comparison, at least at the beginning, because I bought the DLC for it, and with the DLC comes a infinitely repeatable quest that just basically gives you infinite EXP and money, basically, over time. Like, if you have, like, you have to take up slots, so each character has, like, 4 slots that you can use. Usually 1 weapon and then 3 armor-type slots. Specific skills or whatever can be used to change this. I don't know the specifics, but what I do remember is that, so shields count as armor. They're more or less, in that same category. But you can also, so for one, you can only equip 1 type of item, and 2, so like you can't equip 2 shields or 2 chest plates or whatever. There are boots, gloves, helmets, whatever. Armor itself, I guess. And they don't change the way characters look because they don't really show up. It's just it's the same 2D PNG basically, which isn't a bad thing. It's just really specific. Personally, I like it. It grew on me. I remember playing the demos back on the Nintendo 3DS, which there is a demo I feel like I'm forgetting. Oh man, did I miss out on an Etrian Odyssey game? All I really remember about it, it was slightly different. So it was Etrian Odyssey, but to get to the dungeons or whatever you want to call them, I think there was specific. I think they're labyrinths. That's the specific nomenclature, I believe is the right word, but I think that's actually wrong. Well, I'll say it anyway. I think nomenclature is wrong. I think they do use labyrinth. But besides the point, normally you just select the name from the map, or you select you can kind of like scroll over the world with like a cursor and select the area or whatever. There was a game where you had like an actual character that would walk around, and I don't know if I actually, because it might be one of the Untolds. I think the Untolds all had demos. I remember playing a demo for one of the Etrian Odyssey games, and I don't know, because I haven't really played any others, because I mean, they have numbers in them, right? And so, like, obviously, at least so you can't really get any digital games on the Nintendo 3DS anymore, at least not digitally. So, and I don't know if they have any physical copies or how expensive they would be that I don't already have. But what I do remember is that you would actually able to walk around a world, I think. And I don't know if it was just dumb luck or something, but I ended up encountering some of the, I forget what they're called, but like the actual monsters that show up on the map. I encountered them fairly early. I should probably start more of the games. Honestly, I should. It's in such a rush to get certain games before the eShop on the 3DS and Wii U went down. I didn't really have time to play any of them per se. It was more like just stocking up on games that I had wanted to play and just had kind of not gotten, and games that I had essentially lost. So, long story short, my 3DS broke one day. my original 3DS XL. This is my original 3DS. My original 3DS was like one of the earlier models, like one of the first models. Not one of the first. But it wasn't. It was just a 3DS. It wasn't like a 3DS XL or any of that. It was just a 3DS. Like when it first came, like around the time that it first came out. But I don't know if it was one of the early ones or what. What I do remember is I had like 2 of like the first or second edition 3DSs. I can't remember what happened to the first one per se, but I know what happened to this or the second one. I think I only had one. I don't remember. What I do remember is that at some point I got a 3DS or a new Nintendo 3DS XL, I believe. Well, I just had a 3DS XL, and it broke because I wanted to play. So my mother had found a Kingdom Hearts game for the Nintendo DS, and it was kind of sticky, which should have alluded to problems, but I was young at the time, so I didn't really get it. But I tried playing it for a bit, and I was having some fun with it, and I can't really remember which game it was or where it is at this point. But at some point, after a certain point, I got to, I think there was a cutscene or something, and all of a sudden, my 3DS just straight up broke. Like the power button wouldn't do anything. Taking the gamepad out did nothing. There was a black screen, and I think it said something, maybe not like error specific or anything, but it was literally just like, yeah, this is broken. Sucks, I guess. Cat, go. The cat acted like a deer in the road. It was trying to cross the road, and then I got not too close, but like I could see it, and it looked into my headlights, and it just kind of froze, and I had to be like, go on, but to keep going. Yeah, but no, that really sucked, because I had bought a couple of games. Like I lost my Tomodachi Life on that. I had digital Tomodachi Life, and that really sucked. And a bunch of other games. I can't remember all of them. There was this like really cheap like farming game, kinda. You raised cows and chickens and pigs, I think, and you milked the cows, and then you sold the pigs once they got fat enough, and you got eggs from the chickens. And you got rid of them when they got old, because you had to clean up their poo and stuff. I don't know, it was called like Big Farm or like My Farm or something. I don't know, it was like a $3 game. I think there's another game called Air Ride, which is you're flying a plane through a tunnel and there's obstacles periodically. And you have to get to the end, and the tunnel moves and whatever. And it is fun. And the plane progressively gets faster. It's pretty difficult, and I don't think I actually beat it originally, and there's a bunch of levels, but I think I got through it once I got it at some point, because I played through it quite a bit. Let's see. There was Witch and Hero, it's a very weird game. It's a pixel style game. You play as the hero. The witch, who is your ally, was turned to stone by the evil whatever. The witch can temporarily activate if you collect enough EXP or something. I don't really remember. Or enemy blood. I don't remember. The hero only has so much health and will die. Or, well, he won't die, but he'll get stunned and then get back up. But if the witch takes any damage, she dies. And so it's basically just like the witch is in the middle, and you have to defend her, and there's a decent amount of levels for it. And the witch is kind of OP, I guess. I don't know. They had a second one that I also got, and that one makes it a bit easier to do, because you can, like, upgrade different things and slowly progress, which is nice. But, I don't know. I feel like there was something else. I don't know. Might have been other stuff. But stuff I did get digitally. I got Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentia, I guess, or Echoes of Shadows of Valentia, or whatever it's called. And I got... My brain is not functioning for me right now. Oh, right, the Denpa Men series of games. There's like at least 3 of them, I think. Denpa Men is a really weird series. So they kind of resemble me characters, but they're not. And they're like people who live on the radio waves, and it's kind of like the what do you call it? If you remember Pokemon Dream Radar, where you have to, like, chase the cloud to get the Pokemon to come out, there's, like, a mini-game involved where you kind of recruit Denpa Men that way. So, like, if there's, like, air traffic happening around you, like, not, like, planes and stuff, but, like, air signals going through the air, I guess your 3DS connects to them wirelessly and turns them into Denpa Men for you to, like, recruit. And, I mean, they're all just random names and whatnot and whatever. But, like, then it's from there on, it's essentially an RPG where you have, like, a party, and like, each color can do different things, and sometimes they have special antenna on their head that give them special skills, and you usually go save blah 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 for blah 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 reasoning. I don't know. I remembered it being funny. So there's that game too. And I also got the Phoenix Wright games, like 4 of them. I don't really know which one to start with, and I'll have to look it up at some point. But at least right now, it's not the point. I also got Fantasy Life digitally, which is good because I actually have it permanently. And then let's see. I got some of the Monster Hunter games that were available. I did get Dream Radar again as well, which cost some amount of money, I think. It's so strange that you get a game digitally on the 3DS to put Pokemon in your DS game. That's strange. It's funny, but it's strange. And I like it, but it's strange. It is. Anyway, that's probably about it. But since I'm just speaking about Nintendo generally right now, I'm just going to say this. I think the Switch 2 would sell a lot better if it had 2 screens and a 3DS port. Literally making games super backwards compatible. You don't even need, and you got a bigger screen. There's no 3D because that's stupid, but, and it hurts my eyes. And, well, not that it hurts my eyes, but it's wrong, it's broken, or whatever. It doesn't do it right on like, nearly any of them, the 3DSs that I had. I don't have a new 3DS XL at this point, so new is part of the title. It's not actually new. But still like playing it, and I can't wait for Fantasy Life. The Girl Who Steals Time comes out in like 1 week. Like, I think pretty much exactly 1 week from today. Oh my. I didn't realize how close it was. Nintendo's going to charge me for a pre-order at some point, and I think that means I get to play the game early. Or maybe that's a different game that I don't not even sure what I'm talking about. All I know is I can't wait for it to come out. I need me some of that. I cannot wait. But that also means I need to hurry up and 100% all my lives in Fantasy Life 1. Oh no. Well, time to go no life the rest of my life. Have a saying life too many times. I can't wait for I really hope they have a decent amount of characters. I love the dialogue in Fantasy Life. It's so funny. It's like I wanted to say it was like early Pokemon, but that's not the case because early Pokemon is more like snarky, sarcastic comebacks, which isn't exactly it. I don't know, just the way people it's like tiny jokes all over the place, just like normal jokes that just kind of work really well, I guess. I don't know. If you get the chance, pick up the original for 3DS as a physical copy. Or I guess at this point you can emulate it because Nintendo's not making money off of it, so they won't, they won't care as long as they're not able to make money off of it. But get the new one. It'll be available on like every platform. I'm gonna get it on Switch because I'll be able to take it with me, and it stays true to the Nintendo timeline because it literally only came out in Nintendo 3DS, the first one. And then they had like an online mobile game that didn't last all that long, sadly, that I didn't know about till it was too late. Anyway, this has gone on for too long. I've been home for like 7 minutes or more. So, thank you all for listening to this episode of the Drive Home Podcast. If you liked it, leave a like. If you didn't, you don't have to. Have a great next 24 hours, everybody. And as always, I'll see you next time I drive this podcast home. See ya.